Welcome into the unknown realm with your hosts, Steve and Naomi from STURS Paranormal. Take a journey with us into a world that few understand and even fewer dare to go. On your home for everything wicked, DTMWickedRadio.com.
Welcome into the unknown realm. We are so sorry for the delay.
The paranormal's happening on the radio show today. This is crazy. Nuts.
An apology to our guests as well, as we have many, many on.
And they are patiently waiting.
Yes, I appreciate it. And, yeah, I don't know what was going on. It's crazy.
And I'm back. That's why.
Yep, that's it. Welcome back.
Hey, thanks. I was up in no man's land with no technology, which really, if people think it's great, it's not. You go nuts after the first day.
I think you missed that.
Yes.
But Nick, you did a great job, you know, filling your shoes.
With the woman, girls' night, right?
Yes, definitely. We had actually a really, really good show, and definitely want to thank Tiffany Wright for joining us once again. Such a spot-on girl. She just did such a great job. But we have tonight some pretty exciting people, and you guys will have to excuse the craziness because it's going to be several of them on, and we're thrilled all of them can join us. But
we have them all?
Not all of them, but we're glad all of them that can join us is joining us tonight. But also, before we bring our guests on, just want to remind you to listen in next week. We have Shannon Sylvia from Ghost Hunters International joining us, so make sure you check in for that as well.
Are we going to have problems?
No. Absolutely not.
My other computer's acting up.
Oh, no.
You know what? I want to go back without technology.
You do? You know what? Our regular microphone isn't plugged in. We must sound silly.
Do we even sound like any?
How is that? We must sound much better now. All right. So, our guests coming on, they are part of a lot of different things, pretty cool things. And we are thrilled to have them. And we're going to play right now their commercial to bring them into the show. So
sounds like a plan.
Here we go.
We now rejoin a typical paranormal investigation, already in progress. Welcome back, friends, to hour number 6 of our one-room colonial farmhouse investigation. We have a new group joining us, so let's get right to it. Sir, would you like to ask a question?
If there's someone here with us, can you please give us a sign of your presence?
Very good, very good. And you, young lady, I see you have some dowsing rods there.
Can you cross these for yes and separate them for no?
Well done. And you there in the generic black shirt group t-shirt, is there something that you'd like to know?
Yeah. How was them Pilgrim chicks in the sack?
Tired of the same old boring paranormal shows? Then come join the party. Paranormal After Party chronicles the exploits of the generic black shirt group, a team of paranormal investigators that uncover the serious and sometimes lighter sides of the paranormal. The evidence is real, and the rest is real fun. Find them on the web at www.paranormalafterparty.tv.
Don't stop living just 'cause you're dead.
Woohoo! We'd like to welcome to our show the Paranormal After Party. Hello, all of you.
What's going on, guys?
Hey, what's going on?
Hello.
Hello.
It's been a crazy night.
I know we're missing a few hellos in there.
That's why I said it twice. Should I say my hello again then?
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Awesome. All right.
Can anybody hear me?
We do.
Yes.
Hello. Okay.
All right. So you guys are part of a few things going on. You're part of the Generic Black Shirt group and also the Paranormal After Party, which is awesome. You guys must be like crazy busy. And I know a few of you have several other groups that you guys are a part of. And I don't know how you do it. Anyways, who do we all have on the show with us?
Okay, you got Anthony Romano. I'm here.
Flip Searles.
Johnny G. It's only me and you, Flip. What's going on?
Oh, I heard Johnny G.
All right, so guys, don't be shy now.
I know, right?
So we have Flip, Anthony, Johnny,
Christine.
Hey, Christine. I know I heard Joe.
What was that?
I'm pretty sure I heard Joe in there.
Is Joe in there?
Is Joe there? Hello, Joe.
No, I don't think Joe's there. Joe's having problems with his
he must be.
Phone.
Oh, okay.
He must be on the same network we are.
All right, listen. Joe's asking me, can you pick him up by Skype?
I don't know, I
don't even know if we can pick us up by Skype.
Oh wait, we have someone else joining us.
He's always so difficult.
This is me, Ava. Right?
All right, who just joined us?
Ava.
Hello.
Ava Grace.
Was that Ava?
Ava's there,
yes.
Yes.
Hello.
Either Ava or
avocado.
This is Ava.
This is going to be a crazy night.
It's going to take 40 minutes just to get the names right.
I know, right?
Right?
Hey, I'm Steve.
Hello.
Nice to meet Joe. Oh, man.
Regarding Joe, did Joe make it on? I'm not sure who.
Yeah, we have two
1,
people.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 people joining us right now.
Steve, am I on yet?
Steve is on, if that was you.
Steve Barry?
No, yeah, Steve Barry, yeah.
Well, we have RC here.
We know you're there, Steve.
Sometimes I don't even know if I'm here, so.
Our Steve's not all there.
Yeah, that's right. That's how we know he's on. He's not all there all the time.
So I was wondering if Anthony and Steve can sing for us tonight. They did such a lovely job on Facebook.
Yeah, you got a better chance of seeing the Statue of Liberty do a handstand first.
Anything is possible, guys. Anything's possible.
Anything's possible.
That is awesome.
So tell me, who's the person who started the Generic Black Shirt group out of all of you?
Well, it was basically, a combined brainchild. Flip pretty much came up with the name. We were kicking around names, and he said, we need like a generic black shirt group name, and he said, that's it, so the name stuck, and the rest is history.
The rest is history.
Wow.
I know every one of his interview lines.
Every one of his interview Now, when did this start? When did Generic Black Shirt group start?
Was it maybe a year ago, April?
Wow.
It's still fairly new. Maybe about 16 months ago, yeah, and we're already debuting season 3 this past weekend.
Yep.
So, how'd you guys come along with the name The Paranormal After Party?
Yeah, how'd that all start?
Which I love, absolutely love. That's awesome.
I'm pretty sure that was the same meeting. A lot of alcohol was drank that night, and everything seemed like a real good idea at the time.
We actually had a meeting in the casino. We took over the whole the lobby of the casino, and we had everybody laying out all over the couches and stuff, and beautiful atmosphere and waterfalls and everything. And we just kicked around a few ideas, and it stuck.
So you guys, you're currently filming for it, correct? For your Paranormal After Party?
Sure, we're in season 3 now.
We are about halfway. Yeah, season 3 just started this past Saturday night. We're about halfway through the season filming, so we already have about 6 or 7 episodes in the can, and we just got to finish up. We have locations lined up and get it done over the next, I think, 6 weeks.
Wow.
Plus we have events lined up and ones that we've been to. So we're going to have a little sneak peeks of those too. So watch out for them.
Now, do you guys just do more of the well-known haunts, or do you actually do some residences in there as well?
Residents are really not our forte, but we have done residents. We're trying to expand further. We don't want to do the same old, so we are out there. And if anybody does have a location that they may think that would be good for us, please don't hesitate to contact one of us. We're always willing to listen.
Now,
we will do a residence if they have a wet bar.
If they have a wet bar, we have the best place. Jamie's house.
That's a dry bar. I've never seen any alcohol there.
We could fill it with.
I'd definitely fill that with alcohol.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Irish.
I would love for each of you to just kind of like introduce yourself to all the listeners, kind of give a little background on, what brought you to the team and the paranormal, and maybe briefly like some kind of experience that you've had. If we can maybe start with, AKA known as Eye Candy, Ava Groves. Did I say it right? Groves?
It's Ava.
You said that right, but you didn't say her first name right.
Ava?
Ava.
Ava. Go ahead, Ava.
Oh, my goodness. Well, the Eye Candy name, Max came up with that name for me.
Who did?
And as far as Anthony Romano.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
Okay, and as far as paranormal experience, this would be like the first time I'm actually working in the paranormal field is with this TV show, the guys and the girls of this show. Had personal experiences in the past when I was younger and growing up and stuff. So,
now you actually have acting experience, correct? And you've been in some pretty well-known shows. If you want to share those.
Yes. Well, I was in an episode of NYPD Blue. I also was in a movie with Stephen Baldwin called Table One and Game Alicia Keys, and a couple of other independent films.
Wow. So is this a fairly new kind of experience for you, where you're kind of learning from some of these guys that have been in the paranormal for a while and gotten a new love, a new passion in your life of the paranormal?
I'm still actually getting used to it, but I am learning a lot from the guys and girls in the group. Like, they're teaching me a lot.
I think in the paranormal we can never learn enough, and there's so many people out there that are so experienced and have so much to bring to the paranormal, and
always got to be learning.
Yeah, there's always something to be learned from these people, and I think it's cool. No matter how experienced you are, there's definitely something you can learn from them.
Well, I'm still trying to get over my fear of it, but I still get scared, but I'm getting used to it. I am.
I was gonna say,
scary, regardless.
What has been the one thing that's made you want to run so far? if any experience.
Well, I'd say it was during the Rowland Cafe. I actually saw a full apparition that was rocking back and forth in the corner, and I think that was the one thing that made me want to run. That was the first apparition I've ever seen, right there 10 feet away from me.
Right. your brain definitely sits back and says, "What did I just see?" You try to put it in perspective, and at least the full body apparition that I've seen, I was actually trying to, and I'm still trying to put it through my head with, what did I see, and did I see it? And,
you try to rationalize what you
right.
see, and you're like, no.
Right.
It makes me want more and more in this field. So.
Absolutely, definitely. Now, what is your role on the team, Ava?
I'm just a paranormal investigator.
Sorry. Sorry. Ava.
I'm going to start calling you Naomi.
Oh, God.
I just investigate. Yeah, I just investigate with the guys. With the team.
With the guys.
I think you're putting her on the spot.
I'm sorry.
Oh, my God, so bad.
Now, we have Johnny Gee on here, right? You still with us? All right.
It's the legend,
now,
Johnny Gee.
The legend. You know what's funny? I have to tell you this, Johnny. When we were up at Fort William Henry, and you were the guy with the big camera that I wanted.
Well, the guy with the big
Well, it's a big camera.
Camera. Don't be a.
He has a very, very big camera.
I think Flip was.
All the ladies say that.
But I'm like, who is this guy?
Right. Why does his flash keep going off in the dark, blinding us, right?
Well, you took actually.
Your camera is very impressive.
Yes, it is. It's very, very impressive. And stop it, you guys. You were horrible. So tell me, what brought you to the paranormal? Tell us a little bit about you.
Well, I'm the group photographer, and Anthony and I worked on a non-paranormal project prior to this, where I had taken some photos, and he asked me if I could take photos for the group, and so I've been doing that for a little while now, and then eventually, I was asked if I wanted to be a part of the group, which I did. I'm very interested in it. I don't have a lot of the investigative experience, and I'm just kind of learning, what to do and what not to do. But growing up, I had some paranormal experiences too in college and shortly thereafter, and so I had a real interest in it. And then when I started taking pictures for the group, and I started seeing that there's actually technology out there that would facilitate communication with spirits, it just, I'm sort of addicted to it. I'm really interested in it now.
All it takes is like one EVP or one amazing shot, and you're just like, I need more. I need to go find more. I need to go catch more stuff. You can have like one of the most boringest nights of investigating. You're thinking, oh man, I didn't catch a thing. And then you go back and you listen to your recorders, look at your videos and stuff, and you're like, whoa. And you catch this amazing stuff on some of the most quiet nights. And I love that. I get excited.
What I love about it never seems to get old. It never seems to get old. Every time I hear an EVP, I'm still surprised. It's almost like the first time every time.
Right? Exactly. I love that. Absolutely love that. So how much is your camera?
Is it for sale, Johnny? I think she wants to buy it.
You mean by the hour or overall?
No. You guys are horrible.
I think I have about a little over $3,000 maybe in equipment that I bring with me, which isn't really much. I mean, it's crazy what camera stuff costs.
She likes the camera. Can I rent it?
Johnny's got to come with it.
Everyone says, oh, it's such a nice camera, but I don't know. We always laugh, photographers that I know, we laugh. It's like if you go to someone's house for dinner and they make a great meal and you go, what kind of stove do you have? Wow, that must be a great oven,
Sorry.
That's all good.
Stove did all the work, John.
Right.
Chef had nothing to do with it.
Exactly.
Oh, that's funny. Now, do we have Mike on here?
Did he make
Curtis, you there?
Yeah. A.K.A.
Where the hell is Mike?
What'd you say?
I don't know.
Mike is missing.
He's not there?
No.
Oh.
I'm here. There's a
you
few
are
of them
here?
missing. They might be plotting against us somewhere.
I'm here.
Well, I guess Mike is there.
Mike, you're there, okay? Right?
Nope.
Yeah? Awesome.
No.
Okay, how'd you get the nickname Spooky?
My name's Eric.
Oh, Eric is there.
Oh.
So, Eric,
So
how
Mike-
did Mike get the nickname Spooky?
I have no idea.
Okay, so Mike is definitely not with us, right?
No, Mike
okay.
is not with us.
All right.
No, but I'm pretty sure that nickname is sexual.
Oh, you guys don't. All right,
Is
so
Steve
Eric.
with us?
Yeah,
Yes.
Steve, yes. All right.
So
All right.
just for our listeners, if you don't know, this is like it is when you meet these guys in person, guys and girls in person at events. It is just pure craziness. I mean, it is just, it's wild. I mean, that's it. It's a party. 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. So.
All right. So, Eric, tell us about yourself and your paranormal experiences and stuff, and what brought you to the group.
Okay. My name's Eric. I just joined the group, 3 weeks ago.
Wow. Welcome.
Thank you. I've been doing paranormal investigations for about 9 years. So.
Wow.
And let's see, my best experience was probably in West Virginia State Penitentiary. I had the back of my head grabbed.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was while it was still open. She's looking for a paranormal experience.
Oh, gotcha. I'm sorry.
Lockdown.
Correct.
To being in a cell all by yourself and to have something grab the back of your head, that's intense. So
Okay, I want to know what you did after, like when that happened. How'd you react?
I tried to stay as calm as I could, and walked outside and felt a lot better after I walked outside. And about me joining the group, you have to ask Flip and Anthony on that one.
Okay, we'll have to do that. Yeah.
We got tired of carrying our own equipment.
Oh, no.
I'm good for something.
Eric, you're going to take that? Don't take that.
No, Eric's a good guy. I mean, he's a stand-up person. I mean, as far as locations and things, or even from a distance, he's always willing to help. And that was one of the characteristics that shine through. His personality, everybody likes him, and we have a good time, we have fun, we goof around, and he fits right in. So we figured, let's bring him along for the ride.
There you go.
Definitely going to be a good fit.
Definitely what?
Good fit.
A good fit? Awesome. Now, another person new to your group is Christine.
Hello.
Hey, Christine.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Now, you and your brother, Joe, both recently joined the team. Well, fairly recently. Now, what brought you to the Paranormal After Party and Generic Black Shirt Group?
Total insanity.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah. I actually met, I believe it was Anthony and Steve first at Fort Mifflin.
Mm-hmm.
Am I correct there, Anthony?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Yeah, okay. And then later on,
your first
I
choice?
met up. No, you weren't. I'm sorry.
I'm kidding. But I met Flip actually the year after. That's when again, and that's that for Joe. And then we just got to talking, and we got to investigate together a few times, and one thing led to another, and here I am.
Now, I know that I mean, I've seen you guys interact with one another and have a great time, and it seems like you have a great connection with them, and definitely a good fit, because you guys are a little crazy but I also know that you guys, like you and your brother, are a part of other teams, like the Taps Home team and Rise Up. And does that ever conflict for you guys when you're trying to schedule investigations and the shows and stuff?
How do you keep it all straight?
Yeah.
Well, when I first joined the team, my first reaction when they asked me was,
Uh-oh.
What was your reaction? We lost you. Christine?
Come on, Christine. Did you charge your phone before?
I think we lost her.
There she goes.
Yeah, we just dropped her off the whole circuit board.
Oh, darn. All right. So,
in use.
We'll have to see if she's able to call back in, and we'll
I wonder if she's in the same spot Joe was last time we talked to him.
Right?
Sitting
on the porch.
She's probably still talking, not realizing she's off the line.
All right.
No.
Flip.
Yes.
You're up. Tell
what was the question?
You're up. Tell all our listeners a little bit about yourself, what brought you to the paranormal, maybe experience, all that good stuff.
You know what? Everyone has their story of how they got into it, and at least 75% of them will tell you they've been doing it for, 25, 30 years, and, but you never heard anything from them until a few years ago. Me, I was just always a little strange, and, it seemed like a good fit, doing these things, and I just started going to some of the, more well-known haunts, and it was actually at the Shanley Hotel, where I was just doing the walkthrough tour. It was my first time there, and I walked into one of the rooms on the third floor, and something whispered right in my ear, said, "Hey," where I felt the breath and everything else. And a big smile came across my face, and I knew this is what I wanted to do.
Wow. That's awesome.
That's a good one.
And I was hooked. And, I went to, a bunch of the events, like I said, a bunch of the, the more well-known haunts. And then I moved on to a group in Connecticut, which actually did residential cases, helping people out. And I did that for probably a year, a little more than a year. And then I met Steve Berry, and my life was pretty much over.
It was destiny. It was love, paranormal love. Oh, no.
For as much crap as I give that guy, I love him like a brother. And, I might still be doing this without him, but I can't imagine having this much fun without him.
Aww.
Wow, you all fell for that.
Wow, you all fell for that. Gee, thanks. That's funny.
As far as best experiences, it would be hard to pick one out. I'd say probably Bobby Mackey's. I was up in Carl's apartment, and something just sliced me right across the field of my fingers and drew blood.
Really?
That was pretty horrible. Yeah. That was great. That was actually that was a public event, and that was the first time I was on an event where people were running out of the location, getting bit, getting scratched. It was crazy.
Wow. I've never been there. Actually, we've talked several times about wanting to.
I wouldn't advise it for people starting out, but if you have a little experience under your belt, definitely a good place to go.
Wow.
Flip, we need to get your group and our group and get an event going on there.
At Bobby Mackey.
Hell yeah, I'm game. Let's go.
I don't know. Maybe he doesn't want to go back there after his experience.
Oh no, I did it 2 nights in a row. So
wow.
yeah, I'll go right back there.
Nice.
Other than that, I mean, Eastern State has always been real good to me. Mansfield, West Virginia Penitentiary, that's where I met Steve, and he had a pretty cool experience, you know, a few minutes after I met him, you know, and that's pretty sure it bonded us, you know, as far as wanting to do this together.
Nice. Very nice. Now, did I interrupt someone?
No, I think Steve is trying to get in. He's trying to call now.
Don't let him take any of my time.
None of your
I can't stand that Steve Barry.
That's Steve Barry.
I thought Steve had already called in.
I think he's already in.
Yeah.
I know we got Christina back, I believe.
Are you back, Christine?
Yes, I'm back. Can you hear me?
Okay.
Yay! Christine's back.
Yay. All right.
Let the party begin.
Can we profess my love for Steve?
Yes, I did. And I always knew that.
Isn't that special?
She's the only person I'll ever leave you for.
Oh.
That's not what you told me, Flip.
That means that.
I
said it to everybody. Don't worry.
Nice.
So, Christine, you totally disappeared when you first, started talking about.
I don't know how much you got. I live in a valley, so it's going to be hard. I'll probably be cutting in and out. Let's hope not this time, though.
All right, so now you have the stage again.
Oh, no.
Oh, no?
Oh, no.
Okay, I said, oh, no. So what did you hear last from me?
You said, my name is Christine, and then that was it. We didn't hear nothing else.
You got cut off, and we laughed and laughed.
Oh, my God.
I think you were about to talk about how you handle being between the different groups and the scheduling and stuff.
Okay. When I first joined up with the generic black shirt group, I always told them from the beginning that CAP's home team will always be my first priority. That's where I learned everything. That's where I experienced everything. So my loyalty will always lie with them. With Raise Up, it's the same thing. They're more or less our sister group. So we investigators among the other. Just when the case comes up, I'll go to the one they need me at the most. And then if I have time to film it, I'll film.
We're losing you again, Christine.
There she goes.
I'm here.
Oh, there she is. She's back. Hooray.
What?
Now,
all right, so tell us more about how we're your third choice.
Spot like that.
That's horrible.
No, I just figured
We set up that question perfectly.
Yeah.
Did you lose me? Are you still there?
Yeah, we're here. Are you there?
Oh, my God. You should go on to the next because
we might be able to get her on EVP.
All night.
Get her on EVP. Now, how did you and both your brothers are all in the paranormal, which is kind of rare. I mean, it's not too often you see, 3 siblings that are in the paranormal.
No, all my siblings run.
Oh, yeah. How did that happen? How did you all 3 get so interested? Who drugged the others in, and how'd that happen?
A lot of it started from Joe, of course. When he was on the home team himself, before he went on the show, he was going to these investigations and coming home, reviewing evidence, and he would just get so excited when he found stuff. And on occasion, he let me listen, and the first time he let me hear an EVP was a little boy saying, I'm cold, talking about, the experience through the room. And I just kind of I cringed at first because it was a little kid's voice, so that's kind of scary. And he said that I had an opportunity to go investigate. Would I like to try? And I'm like, yeah. Did my first investigation, that was it. I got touched my first time out. And
do you show us on the doll they touched you?
No.
What?
Always going there. Always going there. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
So was the same with like Wellington? Did he, get kind of pulled in, or?
Yeah, it's just it got addictive because he saw it how I was, and he got the same opportunity, and he just got so into it. Because it's funny with Wellington, he's my older brother, and to work with both of them, it's kind of weird, but at least we have something in common, and that's what keeps us together.
That's cool. I love it how it was what Ken talks about the 3 chins. And someone actually got offended with that. And I'm like, no, you don't understand. There are 3 I'm like, never mind. It's not an insult.
No.
We call them the double chins on the show. Joey.
Now, why don't you have Wellington on the show?
Yeah, why
He's welcome anytime, and we did do a show with Wellington, and he knows that he's always welcome. Absolutely.
Yeah, he knows that. But Wellington's such a he takes care of his family first, which is good in every decent man. So he does that first, and then anything else that's available, he'll tag along. Yeah.
I think she just
got some good brothers.
You think what?
She didn't call me a decent man.
Didn't call you a decent man? Why? No. I missed something. I don't know.
That's all
right. I missed that one too.
All right. So, Anthony, you're still there, right?
Yes.
All right. Tell us about you.
Okay. Well, pretty much. I mean, growing up, I've always had an interest in the unknown. And supernatural per se. But what really convinced me was many years ago when my son was born. Me and my wife lived in an apartment building in Brooklyn. And basically what had happened was we had a jumper. It was like shaped like a little airplane, and you put it between the door jambs. And my son would like jump in that normally when he was there. And one evening, it was me and my wife in the bed, and all of a sudden the jumper would be slamming from door jamb to door jamb back and forth. It was like, and I got up, and at that point I thought that maybe there was an intruder in the house, and maybe I turned over and they ran past this jumper. So I got up out of the bed, and I ran through the house, and I was looking through closets and opening up every door, and my door was actually double locked, so nobody had gotten out. So I just went through the whole building, looking and saying, like, what was that? That was really weird. So I came back to the door jamb, and I figured, let me try to debunk this. So I took the jumper, and I tried to swing it back and forth, and as hard as I slammed it up against the door jamb, maybe it would go once or twice across from side to side. And no matter how hard I pushed this, it didn't do what I experienced, because at the point that I first saw it, it accelerated. It actually went faster, and and it just was, yeah. So that really freaked me out. And what had happened was the next day, I went to the superintendent, and I had told him about, the experience that had happened, there. And they said, oh, you don't know what happened in your apartment? I said, no, what are you talking about? She goes, hold on one second. And she goes inside and comes back with a newspaper article, and the front page says, man stabs wife 17 times while tots look on.
Oh, man.
And there's a picture of 2 children.
Wait. While cops look on?
Tots, children.
Oh, tots.
Little children.
Like, nice tots.
Yeah. T-O-T-S.
Sorry. Go ahead.
The cops weren't there, I assume. But, so from what I heard, that he actually stabbed his wife 17 times, and put a pillow over her head, and he put his foot on the pillow, finishing the job, and actually went a couple of blocks away and sat in a bar and was having a drink when they caught him. They matched up the pillow with his footprint that was in blood on the pillow, and he was convicted of the crime. But in hindsight, things that were happening in my home, I put two and two together. I mean, weird stuff. My son's bedroom would be really, real cold at points. I would pass by the kitchen area going to the bathroom, and I'd get a chill up my back. My hair would stand up. And for some reason, I don't know what the reasoning was, but forks in my home would disappear. I mean, I would have whole sets of forks, and within, a short period of time, they were actually gone. And I was actually blaming my wife. I said, "What are you doing, throwing the forks away with the dishes or something?" So I would have to go to my grandma. "Hey, Grandma, you got any forks I could borrow?" So there was just like freaky things that were happening, within the house during that time. Needless to say, I mean, we didn't stick around much longer after that. Real freaky, and that was probably a point that actually made me a believer. Even though I trusted, the unknown and the supernatural, I didn't truly believe up until that point. I wanted more evidence, and this pretty much really nailed it for me. So that's what spiked my interest in the paranormal.
The chat room is eating you up right now.
She said she hid the forks to keep him from eating.
Maybe. I don't know what it was.
It was Flip.
Yeah. And then Greg says, "What the fork?"
What the fork?
What the fork?
I would never be that insensitive.
Yeah, I don't know what the significance was with the forks, but like I said, we looked back on things and said, "Hey, what was up?" I mean, crazy stuff like that, and then obviously throughout the years with the investigations, it just intensified my belief.
So, have you had any other experiences since you moved in your home?
From the time, I mean, as far as investigations, I own a building known as the Mansion House in Creskyville, Pennsylvania, which was built in the 1890s, which has a long history of, hotel, restaurant, bar. It was a bordello at one point, which most of them probably have been over the years, most of these old buildings that we've encountered. But crazy stuff happens in the Mansion House. There's running through the halls on the third floor. You actually hear footsteps running across the hallway to a point that one time I had to rush over there, and I had somebody in the building that was, they were hysterical, saying, "Hey, there's somebody upstairs," and I ran over. Matter of fact, I had called my neighbor up because by the time I would have gotten there, I was afraid that there'd be a problem. So my neighbor ran over, and he came in with a pistol on his side, and he went through the whole building, and he didn't find anybody. Weird stuff happens. There's images of a woman's face that you see in reflections in the doors. There's one room 20, which is actually the smallest room, and in my opinion, the most active. We've had a REM pod at the doorway where it literally, we felt like a breeze run down the hallway and then tuck into that room, and the REM pod just was like screaming. I've never seen it to that point. Yeah, and then come to a dead stop, and then have a calmness over the whole area. From what I heard, I can't document anything, but supposedly in that room, a man had killed his girlfriend, and her body was found in the corner of that room. But like I said, I can only deal with stories and things. We'll have old people. I'll come outside. I'll see somebody standing there just looking up at the building, elderly gentleman, and he'd say, I remember me and my wife eating here, 60 years ago, things like that. So I try to pick up some history from the people in the area. It is a landmark, so it is in the Historic Society and everything like that.
Now,
Maybe you guys would come out and investigate it with us one day.
I would love to.
Definitely.
Absolutely love to.
Right.
Now,
Sure.
did you buy it knowing it was haunted?
No. At the time, I had purchased it as an investment. I was going to make it a cyber cafe, and I had all the rooms upstairs. I was going to make them virtual offices, and at the time, I bought it for my sons, and they decided they wanted to do other things. So I ended up, just keeping it, and we actually use it for our headquarters, a Paranormal After Party, and the Generic Black Shirt Group. We do meetings and stuff, and then we have parties. It has a full bar, oak bar. It's all redone. The ceilings are like the old-fashioned brass or tin ceilings, all done in Ralph Lauren gold. The wood floors, the charm of the old style. But real nice. And we're going to be opening it up for investigation soon.
Nice.
So we'll let the public know when that time comes.
That's awesome. And yes, we absolutely would love to come investigate that with you. Definitely.
Yeah, it's Johnny. Just one story about the mansion that was pretty neat. The first time I was there, Anthony was having a little bit of a party, and we were doing some filming. And I had met one of the neighbors next door who had recently moved in over the last few months. And he told me that he'd always been a skeptic of the paranormal, but with his job, he would leave early in the morning, and he would take his dog out to go to the bathroom around 4:30 or so. And he said that many mornings there were, and keep in mind, no one lives at this place. It's, no one's there a good majority of the time. He said in the mornings, somebody would be banging on the windows from the inside. So he was a total believer. He said it scared him to death.
Wow.
So I've definitely felt things there. It's without a doubt there's activity there.
Have you guys ever thought of doing one of your shows there? Filming a show?
The first show was done there.
Oh,
yeah,
was
the first
it?
show was done there. It was like a preliminary. I mean, we didn't do a full investigation. The fact that we did have people coming in for a party, and we didn't want to have any contamination. But we will do a full investigation one day. We actually looking to have TAP's home team come down and do their thing, and we'll have a nice big party after that.
We're going to have to pop some
MO.
popcorn and watch that first one.
Definitely.
We can more than popcorn, believe me.
No.
Yeah, sure.
I'm talking about Steve. We're going to have to pop some popcorn, sit back, and watch the first one. We'll check it out.
Oh, okay, sure.
Come and see it. Yeah. That's awesome.
An introduction to the mansion, and and a lot of silliness, a lot of people being themselves. But we are a serious group. We are, serious in our investigations, but we do have the lighter side, and especially when we're filming and, as doing investigations in the dark and standing around, for many hours in a silence. Sometimes, we'll goof on each other, or, somebody's stomach growls or somebody farts, and we pretty much leave it in there. Our editor, Matt Hensel, he's great. He's fantastic, and he just lets things go as they are. We don't want to flub anything or make anything up, and if it happens, it happens, and that's a lot of what reality of the paranormal are. You know, we don't want to be walking with, you know, like soldiers in a row, and, you know, everybody, you know, just has their own personality, and we let that out, you know, and it seems to have worked for us, you know, and we've been welcomed with open arms, you know, throughout. So we're very grateful for that.
You know, I mean, you said it perfectly. You know, a lot of people, they'll watch these shows and they say, you know, they see the serious side of it and just the serious side of it, and they think that, you know, evidence is done in a commercial break is what I always say. And, you know, there is a serious side to it, but like you said, when you're standing in the dark for hours and nothing's happening, what I like to do is start dancing in front of IR cameras.
We have dancing time.
And I do that. One, just because it's funny, and two, I try to
snore and go to sleep. It's like, okay,
yep, time to
dancing time.
But it also, we have people that are back at the, you know, home base area watching the IR cameras, and we try to make sure that they're awake.
So, hey, did you catch that?
Yeah, exactly.
So,
wait, hey, I just have to say that I've been doing this for 9 years, and the investigation we had this past weekend, was probably the best investigation. You know, we had a great time, great evidence.
Because I was there? Oh, sorry.
I apologize.
It's all about you, Fred.
I just had to say that last week's investigation was probably one of the best I've ever been on.
Oh,
nice.
There's the love again.
I noticed too, when you let your guard down and you start having fun, things happen too, you know?
Yeah.
You know, it's almost like when you're just having a normal conversation between two people, it's like that's when you get the EVP that across the top of you, and just,
exactly.
You know.
And Flip will explain it the best. I mean, as far as, you know, at a party. I mean, go ahead, Flip. Go ahead, say, you know.
So the analogy that we always use is anybody that's been on an overnight investigation, by 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, you start getting that punch-drunk feeling and acting silly. And that's when you'll gather a lot of evidence. And we've been very lucky, you know, through 2.5 seasons so far filming, that we've gotten the evidence. And I think that we're a lot more approachable for the spirits than, you know, a bunch of guys standing around in lab coats, you know, measuring algorithms and, you know, milligauss.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
you know, the spirits are tight here in the same, who's there, what's your name, and like you said, I mean, like if you're just having a regular conversation, most of the times, and then they'll jump in, and then, you know, we weren't even asking any questions at that point, and then, you know, Flip will come up with an EVP and say, hey, get a load of this, you know, and it's not at times that it was directed to them, you know, so you aren't actually focusing the questions towards the spirits. We may have been goofing around between ourselves and all of a sudden catch something. So it's like, you know, a spirit feels like, hey, you know, I want to be with the fun group, you know, not, you know, stuffy, you know, ask me the same question, what's your name and everything. And then you will hear more than just one-word answers, you know. So we've been getting sentences and things that is incredible, you know. And
we just did an event at St. Albans last weekend, and we were speaking to the people before the event, and I told them, be creative with your questions, especially in a place like that that's been investigated 1,000 times.
Right.
You know, if you want responses, get creative. You know, hit them with something they haven't heard before.
Right.
You know, and people came up to me afterwards and told me, you know, it worked.
Yeah. I mean, I could just imagine if, you know, if I was passed over, you know, and I'm sitting on the other side, and a group comes in, you're just going to get bored of asking the same, like, here we go again, you know?
Oh, that's unique.
Yeah. Hey, watch, let me turn on the
You have to remember, they were people, and, you know, the same way a person would react to you, you know, asking the same question over and over. You know, eventually they want to punch you in the face.
Right.
You know, so you get creative, get a little crazy, you know. They see you having a good time, they want to join in, and that's where we capture our evidence.
Either that, or they're so bored with those questions, they don't respond at all. You know what I mean? They just say, we're going to go through this again. You know, so
that's when you get the EVP that says, "Get out."
I was going to just say the exact same thing. That's what, they wonder why they're hostile. Anyone would be hostile.
Yeah.
Now, I know there's someone of our callers that we haven't spoken to yet.
Really?
Who is it? Yeah. We've talked to 6
Steve Berry
people.
swears he's on the radio.
Steve, are you there?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hey, look at this.
Hey, Steve.
I was sitting on the side here waiting for someone to say, "Hey, you're on the radio." So I was sitting here
Steve,
quiet.
you're on
I
the
didn't think
radio.
anyone could hear me.
Well, we did earlier, but you weren't there.
Did you hear all the nice things I said about you?
No, I missed that part. You actually said something nice for once?
Yeah. He was all lovey-dovey. He had that bromance.
It was very poignant.
Hey, actually, we gotta have lunch this weekend, so plan that down at the Chinese buffet there, Flippy.
What Chinese buffet?
Am I buying again?
No, I bought last time. Remember? You invited me, but I bought. Remember?
I'm sure I would remember something as eventful as that.
Now, Flip, was it you that bought the fortune cookies and the chopsticks?
And Anthony, no one stole your forks. I have them all. I'll give them back to you.
You got all the forks? Thank
I got
God.
all your forks. Yeah. I just
now
held
I
them
know
for
it
years,
is.
that's all.
So, Steve, tell us.
Tell us about yourself.
Yeah, Steve, tell us about yourself. Yeah, tell us what brought you to paranormal. And
well, I'm the oldest of the group, and like Johnny G says, I'm the dead one, so all the spirits already think I'm dead. They follow me around.
They do follow me around, though. I got to say that. And Johnny said it's probably because you're closest to death. That's why they figure.
They try to cross them over. They
try to cross them over.
Try to help him along. So he's the one. If you want to find ghosts, you hang out with Steve.
I missed the question. So what's the question?
I wanted you to tell the listeners about yourself and what brought you to the group and
an experience
and the paranormal and maybe an experience you want to tell us about.
Let's see. What got me into it was.
That's enough. Time's up. We gotta go.
That was easy.
Isn't there anyone else on the line?
Fast forward. Yeah, I'm done.
God, way to drag a story out, Steve.
Oh God! Did Anthony tell you about the mansion?
Yes.
Did he tell you about the rock throwing?
Oh no! Go ahead. Tell him that.
Oh, you didn't tell about the rock throwing? Me and Anthony were in the mansion. We're putting floors in the bathroom because the floors need to be redone, and we're working on the floors. And he's got a big bar down there in the bottom half of the mansion. And I'm cutting tile and laying it in the bathroom. And Anthony was cutting tile on the other side, too, right behind me. And all of a sudden, this rock comes flying and hits the wall behind us and bounces on the floor. And he looks at me and goes, "Did you throw that?" Now I got a X-Acto knife in my hand and a piece of tile in my other hand. And I had my phone up to my chin because I was trying to talk to someone at the same time. And I said, "Yeah, right. I didn't throw nothing." And the door was locked to the front of the mansion, so no one could come in. So we don't know where that rock came from, but it flew across the room, hit the wall, bounced off the table, and landed on the floor. So a lot of stuff happens in that place.
I was really believing because Steve is a jokester and he does play games and things like that, or he'll wear a rabbit mask and jump around and try to scare people and do things like that. So right off the bat, I figured that it was probably him. He threw a rock and he tried to try to make it like it was something else. And he was sincere, and he actually was. I saw a little scare in your face there, Steve. I got to tell you that.
Yeah, well, someone thought it was wrong.
Because it wasn't either one of us. And I tell you, it was really that was definitely impressive. It bounced off the wall, hit the metal base of the table, and went bing, ding, and landed on the floor. And picked it up, and it's like a fairly decent sized rock, about 3/4 of an inch half to 3/4 of an inch across, and and it was.
And you can keep rocks laying around, right?
Yeah.
Right in the house.
Take an eye out.
You should have said, hey, you can take one's eye out with that.
And since then, we throw rocks at Steve, hoping to get a reaction.
They do.
Sort of fell out of his head.
But how I got into this was actually my mother belonged to the Audubon Society, and this is back in the early 80s when I was in high school. And someone came in with a picture from High Point State Park in New Jersey, and they snapped a picture of birds and like a big fern on a tree, and there was actually a spirit standing behind the tree that you see right through the person standing by the tree there. So that's what actually got me intrigued into doing this. And I was taking just pictures, going around with a 35mm camera for years, just snapping pictures. And then I started my own team, and then I joined another team, and then we started this team. And then Anthony was on with me and the other team, so was...
Team player, Steve.
What's that?
Team player.
Team player.
Do we have much time? Do I have to go faster?
Oh, no, you're good.
No.
Listen, take your time, but hurry up.
Let's make the story longer.
Another experience I had was with Flip. That's where I met Flip. I met him down in jail where he belonged at the time, but it was in what do you call that? Moundsville. And we were doing an event there, and that's where I met him. And I actually, he took me around the whole building. He knew the building pretty well. We actually slipped away from the whole group, and we went up into the infirmary. And we were up into the infirmary, and there's 3 cells in the infirmary in Moundsville. And he took one. They're holding cells for the prisoners. And he said, you take this one, I'll take the other one. They're right adjacent to each other. And Flip's a correctional officer, so he played his role. And as he went to play his role, I looked into my cell that I was going to watch, and he was watching his cell, and a face appeared in front of me.
Oh, wow.
And just dissipated as fast as I can picture the whole guy's face. No body, just the head. And it was there, and it was gone. And I just stood there, and Flip looked over at me and says, what did you just say? And I said, how do you know I saw something? He goes, because you're pitch white right now.
Wow.
I didn't say a word, because it was amazing how it just appeared and then disappeared. So.
Wow, that's crazy. Now, do you guys use any psychic mediums on your investigations?
And they went quiet.
We don't typically use anybody.
I mean, you direct your questions.
Sorry.
I mean, there's nobody in specific. I mean, if we do come to a location and there's somebody there, we'll listen to their input. Obviously,
Christine and Joe are also sensitive.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Christine is sensitive, and Christine, you want to tell the story? What happened at St. Albans with the picture?
Do you want me to?
That was amazing. But Christine, amazing.
Do you want me to talk about it when the episode comes out?
Sure, absolutely. Go ahead.
Well, don't name names. We'll protect the innocent.
Okay.
Right.
I was. Something happened where I sketch now, and it's usually because of imagery or pictures in my head, and I get really intense in those moments that I have to. If I see a face or see a figure, I have to sketch it. I was walking through St. Albans, and I happened to get a boy following me, and he kept showing me his face, and I said, you know what, I got to sketch him. If I don't sketch him, he's not going to feel acknowledged. So I sketched him, and somebody came up, and she looked at it. She goes, oh, my God. She says, you're an artist. I said, no. She goes, but that's a good drawing. Can I see it? And I said, absolutely. So she turned around. She looked at it. She was frantically going through her phone, and she was looking for a picture, I guess. And next thing you know, she just started crying, getting upset, and she took off and ran away from me. And I tried to catch up to her, and I was banging on the door to let me in, and she wouldn't acknowledge me. Come to find out, to make the long story short, is someone said and validated that the picture I drew was the son of hers that was murdered, I guess, a few years back.
Oh,
so it startled me, and I got upset because I didn't understand what was happening, not trying to rationalize it. It just didn't make sense because I'm never able to validate any of my drawings. So that was a big hit for me this week, that thing opens. And she showed me a picture on Facebook, and it's her son who was murdered, like I said, a few years back, and it was an emotional time.
That is absolutely awesome validation.
The picture, you'll see that on the show. The picture that Christine drew and the picture that's on Facebook, I videotaped that for the show, is exactly alike.
Wow.
Even though the posing of the child in the picture of Facebook is almost the same pose she drew. It's amazing.
But what I like to add is, though, what I draw is how I see that person. I'm not going to sit here on here and say that what I draw is exactly. No, this is what my impression is giving me. And it came close that time because I think it was the focus on the eyes. The eyes were on. Exactly on.
Wow.
So I don't want to say dead on, but yeah.
Wow.
It's been growing. It's been growing.
Even the hairstyle that she drew was exactly the hairstyle that the kid's hair was in the picture. It was, cause it could be any way. You could part it on the side. You can have it up in the air. You can, it was exactly how the kid wore his hair.
And the
strangest thing was,
you can hear from Steve for an hour and 5 minutes. Now you can't shut him up. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No,
Make it up for lost time.
No, it's just this is amazing because, like I said, I'm not able to validate. And when she was able to validate that for me, I started to realize that this is really something I need to concentrate on and work on.
Yeah, definitely encourage you to go further with it. Wow, that's awesome. That's very cool.
Yeah.
And you're saying that also your brother is sensitive as well?
Yeah, he's more.
I've seen him cry.
Have you seen him cry?
For all the reasons, though. No. I'm kidding. Yeah, Joe's more of an empath. He does get, visions, but his come through like filming, like it's a little bit of a clip of a movie. But he's always blaming me. He said I got the better gift than he did. So, not so much a gift, though.
Wow. Like for us, we have rarely used a psychic or a medium in our investigations. We had one that we used it was amazing because, between our research, our investigation, and what our psychic got from the walkthrough all fit together so
like a piece
perfectly.
Of puzzle. It was
amazing. It completely validated all areas. And that was awesome.
The best feeling.
Yeah, definitely. And they were all, the psychic that we brought through, she knew absolutely nothing about the location. And we just had her walk through, her do her thing. We didn't tell her anything about it.
We just walked around with a camera with her.
Yep. And then she left. And we documented everything she said. And then our person who did the research, she did her research, and she didn't bring it until after the psychic left. And then, of course, we did our investigation, and just everything just fit in all together, which was awesome. We really liked it.
It's weird, though, because I'm still a huge skeptic in psychics, but I say it's like another tool in the toolbox,
Yeah. And there's definitely ones out there that are just so gifted and so amazing. And
I agree.
And then there's some that I think they need, more of what you give them to validate for themselves what they think they're getting, instead of being more confident about what they're getting in their visions or however they're using their tools.
I'm still learning that.
Yeah.
Still learning that. It's been 8 months since this has been happening, and trying to grasp that this is real for me is really hard. I feel, and the only reason why I have a lot of confidence now is, I'm going to say this, it's because of the guys, Anthony, Flip, Michael, Steve. They always make me feel like I'm be myself, and that's a great thing about a team.
Yep.
You know, one thing I think a lot of the people that I do know that, you know, have those gifts, they always say, be confident in what you're seeing, and don't doubt yourself. Go with your first thought, your first impression, and just don't doubt yourself.
Yeah.
So,
don't worry what other people think, and just you know, say what you see and go with that.
Definitely. Develop it.
Yes.
So there's no right or wrong answers. You know what I mean? And you know, especially if it's something that's manifesting, you know, in your mind, just let it out. I mean, you know, everybody can't see what you're seeing, so. The unique thing that Christine does is she brings that out, and you know, and she'll, you know, I had a clue this guy say, you know, where's Christine? And then you turn around and she's sitting by the water's edge at a lake and at waterfall, and she's just like sketching something, or off by herself, you know, at a table at an event and just drawing, and you could see like she's like zoned out. And, you know, I've done it myself. You know, I come over to her and, you know, I go to ask her a question and then not realize what she was doing at that point, and I turn around and walk away because I know she's in that, you know, that mode, and I don't want to, you know, disrupt anything. And the amazing things that she comes up with, just incredible.
Plus the order of protection keeps her away.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
You know, I can tell you, I was watching her draw this past Saturday, and she is just amazing. You know.
Yep.
Oh, Eric.
Aww.
You know, it's like once I start thinking, that's love. Once I start thinking that. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say that, you know, once you start realizing that you think you know something in this field, and this is the way something reacts, and this even goes with, you know, people with the psychic abilities and you know, and that realm of the field, it changes. It's like, who am I to say that someone can see and can't see, and what somebody's doing is right or wrong? I mean, this field is just, it's so changing, and once you think you have it, it changes, and it's like, it just impresses you a little bit more, you know.
Exactly.
And in the atmosphere that you're in, it definitely influences what you're feeling. We were in Gettysburg this past weekend with the Gettysburg Ghost Gals, and we had a great opportunity to investigate the Wilson College with the incredible, beautiful architecture, buildings. They look like castles and archways that the moldings were round opposed to square, and you know, and just the feeling everywhere you looked, you felt that history. Plus the fact that, you know, in Gettysburg itself, we were, you know, walking through the streets and everything, and you just feel that energy from everywhere, and everywhere you turn and look, it's like going back in time, and you know, for somebody in this field, it's like Disney World, you know.
Right.
But we had a great time. Yeah, sure. And you know, we had a great time. We investigated with some great people. We even had the opportunity to investigate with Rick Savage and his wife Rita. They joined us on the investigation, and you know, they had their input, and I think everybody had a great time. You know, we hated to leave. You know, as a matter of fact, I know Johnny wanted to stay, and you know, he had some other jobs to do. Johnny is a ringside photographer for WWE, and he does a lot of action shots and everything. So, but you know, sometimes you want to get away from that and have more of the calming effect that you know, like Gettysburg brings. You know, so. But,
that's definitely one place
yeah, I mean,
I haven't gone to. I would love to go to.
Really?
We'll get there. Yeah, I have not gone there yet, but it's definitely on the bucket list.
I have not been there as a paranormal investigator, but I have definitely been there to the battlefields.
Right.
Definitely a great control. very cultural place. A lot of history.
I mean, the battlefields, being one, we passed by, Jenny Wade House and see the bullet holes in the door, and Joey put his finger in it.
Next bridge.
And it just, the buildings riddled with bullets and, things like that you could just imagine back in back in history, what those people actually encountered. Obviously, buildings that are there now weren't back then, but the ones that have and were actually have plaques on it that Flip pointed that out to me. I realized that they have dates and plaques that show that these buildings were actually standing during that time, and it's incredible how it's they're standing, but a lot of culture, a lot of history there. Great place to go. We had a good time.
We definitely have to go there. Maybe next year.
Why not this year?
Why not this year?
Hey, let's get in the car.
Come on, go.
All you have to do is follow the car with a green light on the back.
Right? Absolutely. It's so funny because when we were at Penhurst, well, before that, and we had that whole long line of everybody following you guys to Penhurst, and we were pretty far back. And
that was with the hearse when we had the hearse. Okay.
And we couldn't even see the front of the line, and because we had to wait for some people to go by on the road before we could pull out. And we finally, caught up to a certain point, and Steve goes, what would be really cool is if they had, some, green flashing lights on top of their car. And we, drive, I think it was 10 seconds after that.
I see the green light on the car.
I'm like, wow.
Your wishes are commands.
I'm like, that is awesome.
That was so cool driving up to Penhurst. It was so surreal. It was like a movie, scene in a movie where it's
and nice entourage and
yeah, exactly. I can imagine the people on the sides of the road be like, what the hell is going on?
Let me tell you, everywhere we go, especially Steve in the party patrol car, if he's riding on the highway, people actually pull over thinking he's a real cop. So they see they get all panicky and they start slowing down, and a lot of times we don't want them to slow down. We're trying to go through the traffic, and then they'll turn to the side, they'll pull over to the side, and then as we pass, you can see the reaction when they look on the side and see Paranormal After Party, and then it says Party Patrol Car, and these people are like, what the hell is that, And then they actually try to chase up after us after that and take pictures. We'll watch people next to us with video, with their phones and taking pictures of us. And Mike, when he's driving with the hearse, and literally, stops traffic. And it's cool. It's a cool feeling, and everybody seems to like it.
Oh, definitely.
Have a good time together.
Greg was saying that was a cold night. Yeah, it definitely was a cold night. He was saying that in the chat room. That was I don't know, it went from, definitely a decent night to freezing. But that was definitely a cool place. I love that place. I would love to roam around there during the day and just take pictures all over the grounds. And
I want to go into every building there.
Yeah, definitely. It's too bad we didn't have more access to the other buildings. Right.
And the buildings we went in had access to were. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
I think Tim is working on that. He's working on getting other buildings and areas ready. It's a lot of work and very time consuming. Make them actually safe for people to go through.
Well, that's what I mean.
Great guy.
Safety first,
Yeah, definitely important. I know, it was so cold that the water on the floors in the building.
And turned to ice.
We're turning to ice, and people were slipping and sliding on it.
That was a fun night, though. I liked that night.
Yeah, definitely. So, question for you guys, and this could be any of you. What is one piece of equipment you think is a piece of crap, and you absolutely do not want to work with it? And you're
Don't answer that, Flip. It's a trick question.
No, it's not. And yeah, Flip, you go first.
I wouldn't say a piece of crap, but I would say extremely overrated is a FLIR. It seems like to everyone, that's their holy grail piece of equipment. They're saving up for years trying to buy it, and I've never seen, real compelling evidence from a FLIR. Anytime they catch shapes and stuff, usually they're shooting it into the woods. It could be anything in the woods, or they're shooting it inside a building where it could be a reflection, off a locker or a window or something like that. I just, everyone wants to get it, and I don't see it. I mean, my favorite piece is a recorder. It's what I get my best evidence with, and it's probably one of the cheapest things you can get. Actually, the cheaper the better. But, yeah, I'd say FLIR.
I am, I actually kind of feel the same as you. We had some teammates that were on our team that they actually spent the money and bought it. Steve and I used it several times, and we actually brought it to Rolling Hills Asylum. And we did get a piece of pretty good
it appears a
evidence.
girl coming out of the wall.
Yeah, it's the shape of a girl in a dress coming out of the wall with her arms going out towards me because I was used as the bait 100 feet down the hall.
Yep.
But you know what? Besides that, really,
they got another.
I was disappointed in it, and it just seems like a lot of money for very little evidence. And I think it was kind of cool that now for the iPhone they have that piece that you can put on your iPhone. And I'm curious how it works because that was supposed to come out this month.
I know people that have gotten it, and they're actually posting their little videos, showing them using it.
Mm-hmm.
Anything for $350, I don't think is going to work as well as some of the $8,000 or $10,000 FLIR instruments would work. But I'm also not a fan of anything that you have to really study that intently while you're investigating, because you're so focused on that you're not seeing what's going on around you. I mean, a lot of times when I'm filming, if I'm holding the camera, I won't look into the viewfinder or at the screen. I'll just hold it, hopefully it's not cutting off people's heads or whatever, but I want to feel what's around me. I don't want to miss something because I'm focused on those 3 inches of image.
Mhm. Oh, I agree.
Yeah. From what I hear, the FLIR is good to see if a girl has breast implants or not. I actually learned that from a fireman that told me, hey, in addition to seeing heat spots on roofs to see where there's a fire, he goes, you can tell if a girl has breast implants. I said, well, that's a great tool. We should buy a few of them.
Yeah, I'm more of a fan of the old school touch method for that.
Yeah.
We're going to have to ask our quiet Steve, the fireman, if that's true.
Check it out. Let us know.
He's
Just
in our
post
chat
any
room.
findings that you have on our wall. We'll be happy to examine the evidence and let you know what we think.
Now, how about the rest of you? What kind of equipment do you think is a piece of crap that you will not use? Anybody?
I don't know. I don't want to really answer that. I mean, I don't want anybody to take any offense.
Want to hurt anybody's feelings that makes it clear.
Yeah, we don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. But
what piece of equipment
whatever works for you, that's the way we look at it, and
Ghost Radar, can we talk about
Go right ahead.
Ghost Radar app on your phone. Yeah. I mean, for every one good piece of equipment, there's 100 copies of it that suck. Put it bluntly.
That sucks.
Wait, when you talk about phone apps, I mean,
I think anything that's a phone app doesn't really work.
Yeah, well, like Flip said, I mean, how are you going to trust something, that you downloaded for $19.99, opposed to a $2,000 piece of equipment?
Right,
it may
exactly.
act similar.
And a lot of the stuff that we have out there is just glorified touch lamps. I just feel like taking a touch lamp out of my house and just putting it on the floor and say, touch the lamp, turn it on, turn it off. And it's a lot cheaper than spend $200 for some gizmo someone built out in the field. A lot of them, that's all they are, touch lamps. That's what they're using. You take it apart, you'll see it. It's a touch lamp.
Right.
But a lot of the equipment, all the equipment that's being made out there, how can you say it's going to exactly do what you want it to do, especially when it comes to spirit? Because no one has a recipe for that. Everything's done by, EMF detector, which is electricity. It's just reinvented pieces of equipment that were already used for something else. So the only piece of equipment you have is really your recorder and your senses. Right,
exactly, and I agree with that.
And yourself, your whole body.
Well, just like you were saying, the K2, I mean, that's a glorified tick tracer for an electrician.
Exactly.
You know, I mean, it was used to find electricity in the wall.
98% of the equipment that you're using is just repurposed equipment. I mean, Gary Galka's, he comes out with some good stuff, specifically geared towards the field. Bill Chappell, we like him a lot. We employ some of his instruments.
Flip, you had mentioned Frank's box that just passed
Frank
away.
Something, yes. We posted on our wall about him. I think that's a huge loss to the field. I mean, I think he did some great things.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Equipment, he never sold his equipment, you said, right, Flip?
Yeah, everything that we could tell about him, he hated paranormal people. they flocked to use his stuff.
Yeah.
What was that?
Somebody's going through a sliding glass door.
Good.
Wait, somebody's probably in the shitter right now. Steve, is that you?
Yeah, there. It's Frank chiming in.
No, not me.
All right.
Did Frank just join the party?
Frank.
Now, have any of you used? Has any of you ever used the Pandora box?
I actually, you mean the recorder, the Panasonic recorders?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's been dubbed Pandora? Yeah, I just picked up a few of those. I haven't started using them yet. Everybody asks me what recorder I use, and now that I've gotten about 25 or 26 of them, I can let you know it's a Sony ICD B26. It's probably the best recorder I've ever found for capturing EVPs. And Mark and Debbie Constantino actually turned me on to that. So I was silent for a long time, and just, whenever they popped up on eBay, because they haven't made them for quite a few years. So whenever they popped up on eBay, I just, grabbed as many as I could. So I love using those. And
so Flip's going to sell them for double the price now.
Triple. No, and I get such good results. It's hard for me to introduce a new recorder to try something out. I might just hook it to another piece of equipment and see if I pick it up. Like Bill Chappell made the Devil's Toy box, which is basically a small inward-facing mirror box with a microphone attached to it. So maybe on next investigation I'll bring that out and hook it into one of those Panasonic recorders.
Wow. Yeah, see, the only place I've ever seen a Pandora's box used was when we were at Paine House, where that psychic medium lady who brought us around.
I thought you were talking about the guy one of the volunteers there. He did a pretty good session in the basement. I think that we did Paine House twice in a row. I think that was on the second time we were there.
Gotcha.
Where he did that.
Yeah. No, it was I can't remember her name.
Yeah,
but she used that a lot, quite a bit, and that was the first time I saw it used, probably the last time I saw it used. And I always like to try and give each piece of equipment a chance, and kind of check it out, see how it works, and then I'll be like, it's not for me. Or, yeah. But Nick Carlson. Who's Nick Carlson?
Nick Carlson, one of the guys that was using it?
Yes.
Gotcha. That's what Greg O'Brien said.
I'm not exaggerating if I tell you I have at least like 35, 40 different models of recorder, sitting on my desk somewhere, or boxes, things I've tried out, and I always go back to that Sony.
Wow, very nice.
I know one piece of equipment that I tried, and I don't know, I don't like it, is the Ovilus. I can't wrap my head around that one.
Well, we hardly ever get anything.
It was
from
the same
that.
13 words over and over again.
Yeah.
The thing with the omelets, if you see it work correctly, it's awesome. It's just, the other 90% of the time where it's just spitting out the random words and people are trying to link them together. It's like, all right, apple, beach. Or you were eating an apple on the beach, and then what happened? They really stretch way too far with what the omelets are saying. But other times, we like to use it not in the dictionary mode. We move to phonetic mode, and we get much better results through phonetic mode.
It didn't matter what mode I had it in. I was getting the same 13. I could count them. It was like steel. I want to say wool was one. I'm like, are you kidding me? Pencil.
Which version was that? Which version did you have?
The Obelisk 3. It was. I was like so excited to use it, and when we got it, when one of the team members got it, I don't know. It just quickly after like our fourth investigation, I was like, I'm done with this thing.
It's like, oh, surprise!
Hey,
it's
look,
that word again.
Try phonetic mode. I was out in, I think we're in Nemacolin Castle, out in Western PA, and we had it in phonetic mode. It was a public event, and they were using it in the regular mode. And I'm like, no, let's switch over to phonetic. And I said, what do you think all these people up here trying to speak to you? And in phonetic mode, we got full sentences. It says, "You are all dumb people." And I thought that was hilarious.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and we saw it work in the basement of the Mansion house too, and we got full sentences off of it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, crazy stuff goes on.
Now, Greg was right.
I guess location has a lot to do with it. Some places, some locations, certain equipment works, some don't. So it's a trial and error like anything else. And some people are diehard fans of certain pieces, and some people just walk around just with the camera and come over and say, hey, look at this orb, and the controversy with orbs and all this kind of stuff, and and a lot of times you don't want to hurt people's feelings.
Right.
We have, I have in the past. Older people come over and say, hey, look at this, and one time a woman came over to me and she showed me like a picture of a Christmas dinner, and there was an empty chair, and above the chair there was an orb, and she'll say, hey, what do you think about this? This is where Aunt Tessie used to sit, and I could see like there's a Christmas tree with a ball reflecting across the room, and you see possible refraction of light, and you don't want to point it out to somebody and hurt their feelings. And I would turn around and say, hey, Aunt Tessie, see that? This is Aunt Tessie showed up for Christmas dinner that day. And they walk away smiling and happy because you're making them feel good. What good is shooting somebody down like that and tell them, no, it's a refraction of light, or it's a dust particle, or it's because they're only going to get upset. You know what I mean? I go, no, it isn't. So you're not going to win either way. So
and you definitely don't want to take their joy.
Yeah, there's been many times when somebody has shown us an orb that you start to question it yourself and say, hey, wait a minute, I think there's a little more substance to this, or there's a color, or there's depth, so you don't want to shoot them all down. You can't
or I'll tell them, oh, that's definitely a demon, and they just walk away from you.
Yeah. Flip is heartless that way. He don't care.
I don't know.
I'm speaking about older people. As far as the field is concerned, I'm starting to notice that a lot of older people are more into the paranormal now, whether it has something to do with them getting on in years and hoping that there's something on the other side, or figuring out a way, hey, maybe there's a piece of equipment I could buy now and leave it to my family and tell them, hey, it'd be like an intercom. Call me on the other side, So it's you start to see a lot more people, older people, interested in the paranormal field, and they have a lot more intelligent questions, So.
You know, last October we did a paranormal one-on-one at this very old plantation type place.
I guess it'd be called.
In Maine, and
it's a reserve.
Yes, it's a reserve. Anyways, we were surprised about how much older people were there versus young, and I was just very taken back. I was surprised because
the question. I mean, we just got flooded with questions after the I guess the seminar, and I mean, people would come up and just talk to us for hours, and we were trying to do a live investigation too. But half of us had to stay and appease part of the crowd, and the other part of the crowd wanted to go up to do the investigation.
But it surprised me because I think how in the younger generations it's more acceptable, where in the older generations it's just you don't talk about that.
Taboo.
It's taboo.
Oh yeah, back in the day, I mean, they would probably lock you up. They think that you were nuts, and they wouldn't verbalize it. And now with all the TV shows and movies and all these things, I think those people who held it back for all those years now say, hey, what do I got to lose? And
that's why I thank Jason Grant, because I finally got out.
I mean, everybody you speak to, everybody has a ghost story, one way or another. There's some, and they don't necessarily have to have an interest.
That's all a bunch of crap. But hey, this one time this happened to me.
Right?
You want to dismiss it, but they all have their own experience.
Exactly.
Greg says they have more dead friends than family. Oh,
Greg is awesome. Greg's one of our favorite people in the field.
Aww.
Greg O'Brien.
Hey, Greg, where are you?
He's in our chat room listening to the show.
Greg is a gentleman. I can't even find the chat room. Where's the chat room?
Scroll down.
Yeah, scroll down.
That box with a bunch of words in it?
Scroll down.
So,
getting back to equipment. Another
there we are. Greg O'Brien. They have more. Okay. Hi, Greg. Greg is, I'll tell you, he's a gentleman, and we love to, to hang with him when he goes to a location. We have a fun time, and he has his serious side, so all around great guy.
All right, I think Flip was trying to say something about equipment.
Getting back to the equipment, Spirit Box is another thing that's real. It's awesome when it works, but it's another thing that people try to piece together. They're hearing sports scores and stuff like that and trying to make something of it. But Eric can tell you, when we just did the college the other night, we had an awesome session with the Spirit Box where it was naming everyone in the group loud and clear. It wasn't like that sounded like Eric. No, it was Eric. It was almost yelling it out. Right, Eric? Are you still awake?
Yeah. It said my name at least 3 times. It said Flip. It said Joe Chins. It was amazing.
Yeah, when it says it loud and clear.
A lot of times, Flip's name comes up a lot, and it's not a common name. I mean, until I met him, the only other Flip I knew of is Flip Wilson from 100 years ago. So.
Could possibly be my
when we go on a location and say mention somebody's name in this room and it says Flip of all people, it's you get taken back.
Definitely, yeah. We heard a great Spirit Box session when we were at Rolling Hills Asylum, and it
great
was
place.
Yeah, definitely. We've been there a couple of times and just magnificent. And George Lopez was doing the session, and he just got responses just straight right on.
Correct names.
Yeah.
I mean, crystal clear, first and last names.
Yep, and sang it over and over again.
And what was actually pretty cool is he asked it to say this person's name again 3 times, and it said it twice, and then it says again, and then the name. And it was like, I'm like, did that just say again?
Yeah, we're like looking at each other like, really?
And because we were out in the hallway, and we actually spun around because I was going to go listen more to this Ghost Box session, and that's when we actually saw a full-bodied shadow walk across a double set of doors that was like 20 feet down the hall from us.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Both of us.
Well, what I like about George, when he does his sessions, he'll always use like a control word or a control phrase, and it'll be something totally off the wall. And, if you get them to say that, then you know you're onto something.
Right.
Definitely. Yeah. Definitely.
I usually we just try to get them to curse.
No.
Well, that's what we use, because we figure, that's not being broadcast on the radio. And the other night it was dropping C-bombs on the women and a whole bunch of other things. Yeah.
I was just about to say that it was shooting out some swear words also that is no.
Yeah, when you start getting cussing on
that was actually Eric. He was hiding behind one of them screens, and he was showing it out.
So, guys, we're actually running a little low on time, so I thought I'd give you a chance to kind of talk about your show and what people can look forward to, and
how people can watch it.
Yeah, and how people can watch it since you guys are based, I think, out of Pennsylvania, correct?
Yes,
we are.
And so, we have listeners that listen from actually different countries as well. And, we definitely like them to be able to watch your show as well.
Sure.
So if you want to tell us about
basically, I mean, they could go to the website, paranormalafterparty.tv, where we have season 1. I think season 2 should be up there shortly, complete. And as we go along, we'll be adding new episodes. But if you search us out on YouTube, Paranormal After Party, we have some personal videos there too. Things that we did, some outings on our own, and some personal things. So you can get a little insight of individual personalities also. So,
what happens is we're on 3 networks in Pennsylvania. We're on Fox, CW, and MyNet. And actually, our main time slot is midnights on Saturdays, right after Arsenio. He's our lead-in, and it goes into our show. And once it's aired on all 3 networks, then they allow us to release it to internet media outlets. So Spooky South Coast will carry us, Paranormal Warehouse. We love those guys over there. They'll carry it.
Shout out.
YouTube. Usually within a week of it airing, it's up on YouTube already. As a matter of fact, our episode from Saturday night, the season 3 debut, went up on YouTube, I think, this morning.
Today,
so,
yeah.
People were waiting on it, so we wanted to get it out there to them.
Awesome.
Yeah, if anybody wants to contact us, you can go to the website or, hit us up on Facebook. We do have a couple of pages. We have the Generic Black Shirt Paranormal Group on Facebook and Paranormal After Party on Facebook. Sometimes things, posted similar. But check on both. And, like I said, our main website, paranormalafterparty.tv. You could see all the links there also, if you're not too computer savvy.
Now, you guys do a lot of events, as I know, because we see you guys there. Do you have any upcoming events that people can come meet and greet you?
Oh, we just finished our events. We were nonstop all summer.
Right. I hear you.
I was just going to say, a lot of that you're going to start seeing.
We're sponsoring events.
Pieces of the events are going to be in upcoming episodes. We just, our first episode for season 3 had a little piece of, was that the Parahistory Con?
That was the Parahistory Con, yep.
Oh,
we
wow.
sponsored that up in Lake George.
Yeah, we had everybody in there.
Dave
DeLees and Steve DeShavi, Chris DeCesare. Everybody came out.
Bob McGill.
Hearst. Yeah, Bob Gill. Check us out.
That was a good time. We had a lot of fun there. We had too much fun there.
I actually survived Ghost Bait, though, so I guess I did all right.
Yeah, Steve was the one who won the Ghost Bait.
Nice.
Who did? Abba made me buy 100 tickets, and we didn't win anything.
I know. I'm stuck. I got no luck when it comes to things like that.
Yeah. We had everybody from the Brady show signing a car, and Yeah, we had a great time.
But right now, our focus is filming. I mean, we have another half a season to film and get that out of the way, and that'll bring us right into, October. I'm sure we'll be signing up for a few events there.
Sure.
Right.
Sure. October, I mean, you know how it gets. It gets super busy, so we're pretty much going to pick and choose. We hate to say that, but, we got to make sure as far as, I mean, all of us, we do have regular jobs, and all of us can't always make the weekends and, on certain dates, or they have off every other weekend, so we do alternate, but at any of the events, you're going to see a majority of us.
Nice. Now, are you able to tell us about some of the places you have coming up on this season that people can look forward to watching?
No. Technically, we're not supposed to disclose anything, but we just give you a little insight now. We did film with the Gettysburg Ghost Gals, with Bridget and Pam, great people. Hi guys, I know they're doing another radio show tonight. So we a little conflict in time.
We could say we filmed at St. Albans, so that'll be coming up. We got some great stuff there. Season 3 actually kicked off with the Bisman building out in Mansfield, Ohio. Mm-hmm. And we did that. We also filmed at the Mansfield Women's Club, which incredible stuff happened there. We went out there to film the 2 locations, and we were all hyped up on the Bisman building, which was great. But then we really got a kick in the butt the next night at the Women's Club. We got some awesome stuff in there.
Nice. The Bisman building was featured in the movie Shawshank Redemption, and it's actually the Brewers Hotel. You'll see it in the scene. The awning out front has it, implanted on there.
And the
whole
inside
area
was used as the newspaper office.
Right.
In the movie.
And who was the stars with that, Flip? What stars?
Tim Robbins, Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman, yeah. Yeah, so, we're getting out there, a lot of locations, well known. And
what's
some not.
Cool now is the locations are actually contacting us to come out. And that's a real good feeling, and we really appreciate that. Season 1, we were scrounging, trying to, because nobody knew us, so we were trying to find the places. But now, it's a nice little turnaround.
Very nice.
Right. So if there's anybody out there, if anybody's interested in having us come out and do an investigation, contact one of us on Facebook or just reach out to the website, paranormalafterparty.tv, and we're happy to hear from everybody. If you have any comments, we'd love to listen.
Now, do you guys have your limits of location areas that you will go to?
At this point, we're pretty much traveling cross country.
So half the country.
Yeah, at least half the country.
Half the country.
Yeah, but
we have some stuff coming up in Rhode Island next month, so we'll be heading up there. Yeah, but we still try to stay true. We started out with the people of Pennsylvania, so we always try to get at least a few local places in there. We like to mix it up with the well-known haunts and places that people haven't been to before.
Right.
Nice.
There's nothing like being the first group into a location.
Exactly.
Oh,
you don't want to go to a location that's been done to death. You know what I mean? Literally. And we're reaching out, and like Flip said, a lot of them are reaching out to us, and there's locations that I'm sure are, severely active, but everybody has, the common names that they know of, so that was the only thing that would, hold us back, where, fans would say, hey, I've never heard of that place, but we're checking them out, and we're coming to find that the activity is like off the charts. So,
nice.
definitely willing to, have K2. We'll
not
travel.
Every haunted place has a gift shop.
Well, guys, I definitely, and girls.
And girls.
And girls. Definitely want to let you know we're thrilled to have you on our show. Thank you for taking the time to spend with us on Into the Unknown Realm, and looking forward to seeing this upcoming season 3.
Definitely.
And all your great shows. And definitely, you and I have to sit and watch the first show.
Yeah.
Of the
and also
the
let us know when your schedule calms down and you want us to come out to that mansion, because we're all for it.
Oh yeah,
sure.
We'd love to do that.
check
Absolutely.
out season one first episode. That was like our pilot introduction, and it just evolved from there. So
awesome.
But I would love to have you guys out there, and we'll have a good time. We throw a big party, and nobody's disappointed.
When expect anything different.
That's the way we are.
When we go to an event and we know you guys are going to be there, we're like, oh, this is going to be fun.
That's great. I'm glad our reputation
contact
precedes
Joe
us.
or Christine,
right?
Rise Up Paranormal Taps home team. You can find them through there if you're up in New England, up in that area and you need someone. They're always willing to help you out.
Yeah, 2 awesome groups.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely awesome groups. Well, Eric,
yeah.
Flip, Anthony, Johnny, Christine, Ava. Thank you.
Got it right.
All of you.
John Boy.
Did. Woo!
And for Greg
in the chat room and all our other folks in the chat room. Thank you for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you guys
at events
at our
and
next
investigations.
event, which will be awesome.
Thank you.
You guys have a
Thank
great
you for having us.
Oh,
you're
so
welcome.
Guys, thank you for having us.
Stay safe,
Looking forward to doing it again.
All right. Good night.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, guys. Good night. Good night.
Good night, John Boy.
I feel like we're on the
Walden.
Yeah.
No, you hang up.
Hang up first. Somebody's got to hang up.
Awesome.
Somebody's got to hang up first.
Oh, my
Bye,
God.
guys.
Bye.
We can do this all night. All right. Is that all? Did you get them? Oh, there they go. That's awesome. That was a great group of people, and we've had the opportunity to meet them in person and hang out at many not investigations but events with them. So
definitely cool.
Definitely good group of people right there.
Absolutely. So
I can't believe 2 hours just went by like that.
I know. I'm like, I looked at the time
wait,
and I'm like,
sorry, paranormal stuff happened to us. About an hour and 50 minutes went by just like that. Craziness.
You guys definitely have to check out, for our listeners, check out their shows. That, like they said, they're going into their 3rd season. So definitely check them out at paranormalafterparty.tv. That will be definitely sounds like a good season, this upcoming season. I
got some new shows to watch.
Yeah. Crazy. And check them out on Facebook, Paranormal After Party, and also the Generic Black Shirt group. You can definitely find out a lot of information about them and their events. They have some really funny stuff.
Their crazy side, their serious side.
Definitely. You can see how, I think it was
Anthony and Steve, wasn't it? Singing in the car?
Yep, they were singing on their ride to their next investigation. Awesome. And also with Joe and I can't remember who else it was at Snack Rock or something.
Yeah, Snack Bridge.
Snack Bridge.
Yeah, why do they call it Snack Bridge?
We're sorry that Joe wasn't able to get in. That's too bad he wasn't able to join us. That would have been his, 4th time with us?
Yeah. Another good guy right there.
Well, definitely everyone join us next week as we have Shannon Sylvia from Ghost Hunters International.
We're doing this again?
Every week.
Oh, wow.
Every week.
Just kidding. We love it.
Absolutely. We are actually going to go Sunday to go see Joni Mahan. She wrote the book Bones on the Haunted Victorian, which is in Gardner, Mass. We are going to actually go up there and chat with her and Edwin and I think Lillian and a whole bunch of other people and hang out with them.
Mark and Lauren are going to be there.
Yeah. So there's a book book signing if you want to come meet her, see the actual Haunted Victorian, which is amazing. Highly recommend the book.
Good read.
It's from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. So definitely
2 to 6.
Yep, 2 to 6. So come check it out this Sunday. Anyways, well, I'm glad you came back, Steve.
Thanks. I'm out of the woods.
Yeah.
You should see my truck, though.
Yeah.
Still in the woods.
All right. Everybody have an awesome week, and we will catch you next week.
See ya!
We now rejoin a typical paranormal investigation, already in progress. Welcome back, friends, to hour number 6 of our one-room colonial farmhouse investigation. We have a new group joining us, so let's get right to it. Sir, would you like to ask a question?
If there's someone here with us, can you please give us a sign of your presence?
Very good, very good. And you, young lady, I see you have some dowsing rods there.
Can you cross these for yes and separate them for no?
Well done. And you there in the generic black shirt group t-shirt, is there something that you'd like to know?
Yeah. How was them pull-up chicks in the sack?
Tired of the same old boring paranormal shows? Then come join the party. Paranormal After Party chronicles the exploits of the generic black shirt group, a team of paranormal investigators that uncover the serious and sometimes lighter sides of the paranormal. The evidence is real, and the rest is real fun. Find them on the web at www.paranormalafterparty.tv.
Don't stop living just 'cause you're dead.